Okay, I guess I'm gonna tell a story here about, let's see, one time when I was about um, 18 years old. I was in the Army down in Fort Bliss, Texas, in El Paso. And on the weekend, one time on the weekend, me and a friend of mine named Victor, we decided to go to this park, Escalita Park, where there's a man-made lake, and it would like make us. It would be like when you went in the park, the road would go by the lake, and then it would go up and around, and then come back down, and you would go out of the lake, out of the park. Well, anyway, we decided, me and Victor, to go buy these two red. We each get a couple red roses, and we decided we're going to go to the lake and make a sign. All right, make a sign that says "a red rose for a kiss." All right, so we go down to the we go to Escalita Park, and we standing there in the park by the lake and by the road, and all these cars are driving by. I mean, Escalita Park lake, it was always jam packed. All right, well, and it was mostly Mexicans. I mean, I think we were probably the only two white guys in the park at the time. And well, anyway, we get down there, and we're just young guys, and we're trying to find some girls, and so eventually these girls, they end up stopping and start talking to us and asking us, "That's all you want is a kiss for a red rose?" And we're like, "Yeah." So they give us a big kiss, and we give them the roses, and then they ask us if we want to get in the car with them and ride around with them at the park. So we ride around in the park and we talk, and eventually we're all making out. My friend Victor's making out with one of the girls in the back seat, and I'm making out with one of the girls in the front seat. And we made out for a long time. The sun went down and it started getting dark. So eventually the girl said they had to go, and they gave us their phone number and told us to call them. And and me and Victor were feeling pretty good. And and then they drive back over to where our car was, and me and Vic, and those girls drive off, and me and Victor start to get into his car. All right, and it's Victor's car, so he's driving, and I'm starting to get in the passenger seat, and as right before, I'm standing there with my car door open, and I'm waving bye to the girls, and Victor's on the driver's side, standing with his car door open, before he gets in, he's waving by, and as we're waving by to these girls, this car drives right next to us, and it's got a bunch of Mexican guys in it. And the guy driving, he just starts yelling, "Pinche cabron, joto pendejos, putos," and puto gringos, and I mean, he's just going crazy, and the other guys are yelling shit too. And then I go, "Hey, what's you guys' problem?" And the guy driving, he all of a sudden yells at me, "You want me to get out of this fucking car and kick your ass?" And I tell him, "You know what? I don't give a fuck what you do." And all of a sudden, he gets out of the car along with all of his buddies. Didn't know you could fit that many Mexicans in one car, but it was a bunch of Mexican dudes jumping out of that car. And the big guy, he runs over to where I'm at on the passenger side, and he don't say a word. He just wham! He freaking hits me freaking hard, man. And then I start swinging back, and we're just swinging like crazy. And as I'm fighting him, Victor, this other guy comes around the car too, and he's going to stab me. But Victor had run around there, and he like grabbed the dude's arm right before he stabbed me. All right, and and then at one point I ended up hitting that big guy hard, man. He went to his knees, man. And he just started stumbling and shit. And the next thing I know, he's telling all of his freaking buddies, "Vamos, vámonos," and they all get back in the car. And I'm pissed off, and so is Victor, and we're like, we're not going to let him get with that. He just assaulted me, and then the other dude tried to stab me. And so we jump in the car too, and before we even get out of the park, I know they saw all of this shit. All of a sudden, all these sheriff cars and police cars, they pull over those Mexican dudes that had assaulted me and tried to stab me, and they pull them over, then they pull us over, and they get everybody out. And there must have been 10 police cars and sheriff cars, and all these police and sheriff jump out, and they got everybody on our hands and knees like this. Even me and Victor, we're the ones that were attacked. All right, but this one sheriff guy comes over. He's a big white guy, and he starts yelling at me and Victor, saying that we're the ones that fucked up. We shouldn't have been in that park because we're the wrong fucking color. That we're just looking for trouble coming into this park. And then my friend Victor, he's like, man, I didn't see no sign that said no white people. Well, he's got his hands and he's on his knees, hands behind his head on his knees, and that freaking sheriff comes over there and kicks him right in the face. Bam! And he just starts telling him, shut the fuck up and all this shit. And it's like it's me and Victor's fault that man assaulted me and the other guy tried to stab me. Because we're the wrong color. We shouldn't have been in that park. Well, anyway, he lets all those other Mexicans go, and then he starts threatening us, saying that he could arrest us and take us to jail, and we better just forget it, and, go back to base, and so me and Victor, we eventually he gets through freaking yelling and cursing at us and telling us what dumbasses we are for being in that park, and so we go back to the barracks, and and I'm freaking mad as hell, man, because that dude assaulted me, and the fucking sheriff, I know they saw the whole thing, because we didn't even get out of the park, man. Fuck. So they had to have seen it. They seen the whole fucking thing, man. And I'm mad at the freaking sheriff, at the police, because of what they did. They should have arrested that man for assaulting me, and then they should have arrested that other man for trying to freaking stab me. That's attempted murder. All right, and they just let him go scot-free because we were the wrong fucking color in that park. Well, anyway, I'm sitting there, and on the stairs outside on my barracks, and I had told a few people what had happened, and all of a sudden this other dude comes running over me. He goes, I know that Mexican dude that was driving the car, man. He's in the barracks. He's right in the next barracks right next to us. And I'm like, what? So he goes, I'll go up and get him, man. So he goes up, and he doesn't tell him I'm waiting for him outside. He tells him that we got some beer and stuff to come on down and drink some beer with him and stuff. So when he comes downstairs and he comes through the doors there on the stairway, I'm standing there right there. Bam! And he fucking goes down, and I'm fucking just fucking beat on that motherfucker for a while till he's freaking pleading with my ass to stop, man. And after that, he wanted to be my friend. I told him what a bullshit fucking thing that he did. That was pretty shitty. You know, and I wanted to know who that dude was that tried to stab me, but he was like acting like I don't know him, man. He was just some dude that was joining us and all this shit. And so I never got to catch that motherfucker, but I got his ass.